to discuss what was going on with Tiger Woods and the statement today. Bob Boland joining us here on set, and also Dan Beeman, who is in Los Angeles. We had a technical issue with Dan, but we have him back. And Dan, good to have you joining this discussion. Let's get your thoughts on what Tiger had to say today. Was it enough?
Well, first of all, I think he had three things that he had to do. He had to show genuine remorse and take responsibility. And I think he did a pretty good job of that. We saw a side of Tiger that we've never seen before. Now, the third thing is moving forward is he going to redeem himself, and how? He set an outline for his behavior that he needed to abide by, going back through and continued through his rehabilitation, which will be going on for the next while.
But Dan, do you think he also did enough in terms of, I mean, you're someone who looks at sponsorships. Is this enough that he's going to get his sponsorships back, that his relationship is going to be repaired with some of these people he had financial arrangements with?
I think it's a good question, and that'll occur over time depending upon his behavior. Had I been advising him, I agree with Bob that he should have immediately taken and gotten in front of this. I would have advised him to immediately get rid of all of his sponsorships, release them of their obligations, and I would have encouraged them to put that money toward his foundation. I think moving forward, he's got to focus really on three things. Number one, fidelity. Number two, his family. And number three, really reinforcing the importance of his foundation.
Dan, I don't think you're wrong for a second, but that's about $500 million he would be releasing in in-force contracts. So I don't know if I would be quite that cavalier, although I agree with you, what you were saying in essence. If I'm his sponsor, I'm still a little nervous about where I am, and I don't think he did a lot to reassure them today. Would you be reassured?
I think the end of the day, it's all about performance. So you can look at people that have had personal issues in the past that have still retained their sponsorships. Michael Jordan comes to mind. Allen Iverson isn't exactly the embodiment of a corporate brand, but he's got street credibility. He's able to move product. In the end of the day, if Tiger Woods comes back and performs and can move product, he'll get his sponsors back.
But Dan, might I ask, is it enough? Because as we were discussing while you had your technical issue, what the public seems to want and what the media wants is more. I don't want to suggest that they want lurid details, but they don't want to cede control just to Tiger so he controls the news cycle. They'd like to do their job and to ask questions. Is this over?
The media is not happy. The media wants more. And Tiger has clearly drawn the line to say that his personal life is off limits, his family is off limits. I think what Nike's done is very interesting. In the photos that were released to the media from Getty Images, both he and his wife were adorned recently in the last 2 days with Nike gear. So Nike's doubled down. They're not going away.
Right.
They're going to stick by him, and they need to sell their product.
Right.
And as long as he performs, he'll still have sponsors and he can move product.
Bob, I just want to ask you very quickly something about Tiger's image, picking up on something that Dan said, fidelity. Why does Tiger have to be married? If this is the guy he is, why can't they just break up, and why can't he go out and date or do whatever with whoever he wants to?
That's a really good question, and actually one that probably might have been another course of action for him. Tiger's sense of control, I think, comes back to say that he was married. He has this image. He wants us all to see this image of his perfect life, and I think he wants to rebuild that in the public eye. I think that's what today's press conference was very much about.
Bob Boland, sports management professor at NYU, a lawyer and former sports agent. Dan Beeman joining us from Los Angeles, expert in sponsorships, founder of Sponsorship Insights Group. Gentlemen, thank you both. We appreciate it.